it to Strasbourg, the capital of Christmas. And if Paris is the city of lights, well then Strasbourg is the city of Christmas lights. Happy holidays and welcome back to another episode of Destinations with Dani. I am your host and DVC expert, Dani Metzger. There are so many ways to use your Disney Vacation Club points outside of the amazing DVC resorts. And I am here to show you some bucket list destinations that you can visit with our swap program here at the World of DVC. As I was looking for inspiration for this trip, I came across an Adventures by Disney Rhine River cruise that takes you to some of Europe's best Christmas markets. And I thought, what a better way to celebrate the holidays with you than to take you to some of these ports of call. So the next destinations we will be visiting all encompass the ports of call that you'll be going to on this Adventures by Disney trip if you decide to swap your points. For those of you who have looked into an Adventures by Disney trip before, or maybe you've done a trip yourself, you might be wondering, on these river cruises, do I have the same adventure guide that comes along with me and tells me all of the local history in this place, all of the culture, and also the storytelling that comes with doing a Disney adventure? And the answer is yes. Those guides are actually going to be on the cruise with you, and they're going to come out into the ports of call with you as well. So you're really going to get that magical experience that you expect when you do any trip with Disney. There's a tradition here in Strasbourg that dates all the way back to the 1500s. The people of the town would come to this great tree and they would leave presents under the tree for the homeless. I think it is so fitting for the season of giving, and now this tradition has evolved into its own Christmas market called the Village of Sharing. And the Village of Sharing is going to have over 90 different chalets that are dedicated to philanthropy, including chalets for UNICEF and Red Cross. I just finished talking to this gentleman that is a volunteer here at the Village of Sharing, and he is raising money to help fight hunger. And he was telling me that all of the people that are working at this village are all volunteers. And many, many years ago, when the Christmas markets first started, Christmas here in Strasbourg was all about sharing and giving, and they began to lose sight of that. So about 20 years ago, they decided, you know what, we're going to get back to our old traditions of giving and sharing with the community. And so they started the Village of Sharing, and this market specifically is only to raise money and to help the community and to help some really, really great causes. So I loved that. I loved getting to chat with him and learn a little bit about what Christmas here in Strasbourg means to the locals. Grand Christmas tree overlooking this entire market here right behind me. I don't know if you could tell by looking in the video, but this tree is over 80 years old. It's over 90 feet tall and weighs over 6 tons. I was born in New York, and we had hot dogs and chestnuts and frankfurters on the streets. But here in Strasbourg, you can get oysters and champagne on the street. They seem to be purists here, though, because they only have their oysters with lemon. So if you're like me and you like horseradish, or you're like Kev and you like hot sauce, you might need to bring your own. I like blue oysters. In this cup, we have my own personal hand warmer and my favorite drink to have during the holiday season. In America, we refer to it as mulled wine. Here in France, they refer to it as vin chaud. And in Germany, they call it Glühwein. But I guess you could call it that here as well. But it's basically a red wine. You could also do a white wine, and it's infused with a lot of different spices like cloves and oranges, and it smells delicious, it tastes delicious, and it keeps you warm in the freezing winter. This trip is brought to you by sugar and more sugar. And here we have a pretty genius invention. It is a pretzel and a beignet, and they had a baby, and it should be delicious. Let's try it. Yeah. Yep. Sugary goodness. I've seen these little pastry men all around the town, and I've been dying to try one. They're called, I know I'm going to butcher this, but manele chocolat. And the first order of business is you got to eat the head. Bread and chocolate. What's not to love? A majority of the stores, pretty much everywhere you go, are going to take and accept all major credit cards, but the vendors at the Christmas markets, a lot of them only take cash. So make sure you have some cash when you come here. The currency that we've been using and will be using at all of the countries that we're visiting on this trip is going to be the euro. So make sure you take some cash out. Now, Kev and I, because we travel so much, we have a special card that we can use at pretty much any ATM and any bank around the world, and there are 0 fees to take money out, which is amazing because those fees really add up. And then we also have our favorite travel credit card that, as you saw in the beginning of the video, got us a business class ticket from the US to Europe for only 30,000 points and $200. That card also offers no foreign exchange fees, so when we're using our credit card all around the world, we're not racking up those fees in addition to the prices. It can get hefty. So just a couple little things to maybe research or, look out for before you do your trip over to Europe. I have one request. When you come to the Christmas markets, you have to try my favorite holiday snack, and that is chestnuts roasting on an open fire, or in this case, chestnuts roasting on a choo-choo train. Here's a game I like to call Find Kevin in the Crowd. I love traveling with him because he's so easy to spot. There he is. I have a little traveler tip for you. If you're directionally challenged like me and you're traveling through Europe and you're not very good at reading maps, All you have to do is look for the massive cathedral in the middle of the town, and it will lead you to where everything is going on right in the center of town. Or you can get yourself a fiance like Kev. He's basically MapQuest. If you're a fan of architecture like us, visiting this cathedral is a must. But you will notice that there is a pretty long line. Don't get intimidated. The line moves very quickly, and trust me, it will be worth it. We're about to get in line, so we'll show you around. For hundreds of years now, Strasbourg has taken the title of the capital of Christmas. And as you can see, everybody comes out and decorates for the holiday here. But we like to keep it real here around Destinations with Dani. Well, I would agree that Strasbourg definitely celebrates the holiday. They are very, very festive here, and they are known as the capital of Christmas. I don't know that they are the capital of Christmas markets. So let me give you the scoop. There's been a big debate for a long time now. Who is the capital of Christmas markets? Is it Strasbourg, France, or is it Cologne, Germany? And I have a funny feeling just by walking around the town that Cologne might take the cake for the capital of Christmas markets. On Saturdays and Sundays, there's bumper to bumper traffic here. A couple tips when visiting these Christmas markets. While the weekdays are pretty crowded, the weekends are absolutely mobbed. So if you can avoid it, try to come during the weekdays. Also, if you're coming on one of these river cruises, make sure you do your homework and go with a reliable company. We actually have a friend that just went on a river cruise specifically to see the Cologne Christmas market. And unfortunately, they took them on a major holiday and all of the markets around the town were closed. So you don't want that to happen to you. Make sure you do your homework before you take your trip. They say that over 2 million people visit Strasbourg every year, but they didn't tell us that all 2 million people were going to be here on the exact same weekend as us. It is very crowded here, and while I used to work for Disney and I am used to crowds, this I think might be ruining the holiday spirit a little bit. So instead, let's push on to the next destination. Before you had social media filters, you had to come to Strasbourg and do it the old school way. Where is everybody?